All right, good morning. Let's just start with those shoulder rolls, up, back, and down. Give them a nice squeeze, drop the shoulders, add a little elbow, lift and roll, step it out. Same thing. Good, one more time. And then this time, bend those knees deeply, roll through your cat. Inhale through your cow with that tailbone extended. Hopefully your weights are somewhat handy. Bring them in. Let yourself rest on your thighs for a moment, shoulders back and down. And all we're going to do right now, retraction, nice straight arms, shoulder retraction. Couple more. Good. And then this time, we're going to bend and retract. So squeeze the shoulders and bend the elbows and lift. Squeeze and lift. Squeeze and lift. Make sure you're pulling your abs in this whole time to protect that low back. Two more. Good. And then we're just going to bring those to our heart. Stand it up. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Drop them down. And then those shoulder rolls that we did earlier, we're going to lift up, flip the arms open, bring them down. Lift them up, flip them open, and bring them down. And then we'll add a little demi-plie or a little baby squat. Doesn't have to be big. You can make it as big as you want. Getting that opening through that chest and that squeeze of those shoulders at the top. Two more. And last one. Squeeze that open. Walk those feet into parallel. Reach your left hand down and let the weight give you a little stretch on that right side and back up through center, other way. Beautiful. Roll those shoulders up, back, and down. Hands to heart again. We're going to add that little squat or demi-plie. You can go wider this time if you want to go deeper. And then we're going to come up with the arms and down with the arms. So thumbs are up and then elbows in like a W, out into a Y and down into a W. Beautiful. Bring that up. Oh, roll those shoulders up, back, and down. Pull those abs in. And we're going to go one more time. This time just adding just that lift without the rotation up, open yet. And that little squat. Two more times. And then if you want, add that lift and open and come up. Come down, lift and open, squeeze, and come up. I think I reversed my motion. Last one. And relax all that. Drop those shoulders out of your ears. And we're going to bring elbows in. And we're just going to start this little rotation. Imagine that there's something at the end of your dumbbells that you're pouring out at the end. Just two more. And relax that down. Hold that to heart center. Weight on that right foot. Left leg goes around behind in a little curtsy. Doesn't have to be a big one. But do your best to keep the chest up. And then when you're ready, we're going to add the arm movement with it. Last two. And last one. And bring that up. Pull those shoulders out. We're going to step over, weight on that left leg. Get that curtsy going. And then as you're ready, add those arms. And bring that up. Woo, roll those shoulders out. Go ahead and set those weights down on your mat. Let's go to wide stance. Drop that right shoulder in. Look over your left. Back through center, other way. Back through center, roll and extend. From that cow position, find those abs, pull them in, pull the ribs in, feel very secure, and then lift it up. All right. Let's just go right on down to our seated position on our mat, please. Weights are handy. Feet on the ground, knees are bent. Squeeze those glutes out from under you, shoulders back and down. Holding on, just exhale, hinge back, and use your elbows, pull yourself up. Use those abs as you come back up. Let go and come back up. Just a couple more, just simple roll downs. Good. Last one, on this roll down, hold at the back, inhaling. Maybe open those arms, lower those hands, come up, inhale. Exhale, arms could go out into a T, lower them down before you come back up, inhale. Exhale, they could go into a V, lower them before you move. And of course, they can come overhead in an I and come back up. So you can stick with that, or you can add a single weight if you like. Single weight, exhale, hinge back, and give it a little extra lift. Lower it before you move. Inhale at the top. Exhale to move. Inhale, lift the weight if you like. Exhale back up. Inhale. If you'd like, you could do one weight in each hand, and then you do that T position. You could even go up into a V, only if that really works out for both your shoulders and your back. You could even go overhead, or you can put both weights in your hands and go back to where we were at the beginning. So lots of options. We're going to do about 4 more of whatever you're doing, and then we'll hold that last one. And last one, you're going to choose what you want to do. Ribs down, abs in, holding, however you'd like. Lower those hands. Woo, set the weights down. And mosey your way down, hugging those knees into your chest, taking a little rock side to side. And then we'll start with our ab prep, hands on your thighs, deep breath in. Exhale to lift, and inhale, reach the arms overhead, keeping the ribs down, keeping the abs in, and exhale down, deep breath in. Exhale to lift, inhale, stretch and reach, and exhale down. Option to add that single weight, exhale, lift. Head can be off the ground, or you can keep the head down, but as the arms go overhead, you keep in mind that you're pulling those abs and ribs in. You could do 2 weights, stacking them up so that they're in both hands. Again, you have the option to keep your head on the ground if you like. And then on this last one, we'll hold wherever you are, holding for 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. And relax. 1 weight in each hand, legs in tabletop position. Option to keep the head down or up, pull the ribs and the abs in, punch this hole in the ceiling with your fingers, stretch the right leg, and the left arm goes overhead, reaching from your right toes to your left fingers. Inhale, center, right arm, left toes, and inhale, center. and relax. Maybe give those knees a little hug, take a little rock side to side. And then we stack tabletop again. Head, neck, and shoulders float off the ground, extending both legs and both arms for double leg stretch. And then just, you don't want to sweep with these weights in your arms. If you're not liking having both weights, you can go to single weight. You can keep your head down. And a final option is to put one of the weights below your knee, squeezing it between your lower legs, and then reaching the other weight overhead. Just two more. And again, we'll hold the last one. Reach through the toes, reach through the fingers, pull the abs and the ribs in, and relax. Let's just take a moment, arms into a T, weights on those hands to help keep the shoulders down. Drop that right knee in, left leg drops open. Pass a little stretch here for the front of that right thigh. And inhale back to center, drop the left knee in, right leg drops open. And back to center. All right, let's go to toe touches. So if you'd like, you can set a weight across your ribs, if that helps you have that feedback to keep the ribs flat, or you can even put it down right between your hips, pushing on your very uncomfortable option of colon there. And then that other weight goes below your legs. So you choose, but keep those ribs and abs in, rib to hip connection, and then head nod yes, and legs move away. And you can make it a toe touch or you can make it a heel tap. And relax. Grab those weights, soles of the feet together for just a second. Let those inner thighs get a quick break from squeezing that weight. Then reach around, pull those legs in. Stack both weights on your left hip, and then just use your left hand to hold them in place. If you're not gripping, you're just flat handing. And then lift those hips up, and then try and get them nice and even. Right hand on the ground. You can stay here, and you could just give a little lift and lower, or you could bring your right knee into your chest, extend it up, and then bring it next to the left knee. And then you could do that little lift and lower, with the knees still together, the right toes pointing. Hips as even as you can get them. And then bend that right knee, bring the hips down. Whew, bring both weights onto your right hip. Hold them in place with those hips. Abs in, left hand down. Option to stay there, lift and lower, or actually easier, to straighten out your left leg, squeeze and lift. And then bend that knee and come down. All right, so now we're going back to that weight between the legs again, lower legs, stacked in tabletop, weight in your right hand. Knees are going to go to the left and center. Left and center. Have your toes where you can see them. And then come back to center. We're going to go to the right and center. And then bring that weight over into your left hand, and knees go to the right and center. And then to the left and center. And relax. Take a little break here. We're going to take both weights into our left hand. Bring that up above us. Right hand across your rib cage. Nod your head yes. Try and get both shoulder blades on the ground. Inhale. Exhale, sink those ribs down. And then arm reaches overhead, keeping the ribs down. And then arm straight above you. Up and over, inhaling. Exhale, bring above you. This time, arm goes overhead, bend it, straighten it, come up. And then this time, arm overhead, bend and straighten. And relax. And then those weights can go off to one side. Fingers point towards your shoulders. Feel that nice stretch in your tricep. And then same thing, both weights in your right hand. Arm above you. Hand on those ribs. And then up you come. Inhale up and over. Exhale above. Up and over, bend, straighten. Two more like that. And then this time, arm overhead, just bend and straighten. And release. Once again, fingers point towards your shoulder and find that nice tricep stretch. You can play with further away, closer, out on an angle. All right. And then we're going to take both weights and put them on the fronts of our ankles. Curl up into a little ball and roll like a ball with control. And sit up. All right. Legs out. Lift yourself up. Scoot those hips back. Pull the glutes out from under you. Sitting nice and tall, hinge yourself forward. You're welcome to straighten out those legs if that happens. Reach for your cat. And then sit back up again. All right. And let's roll over onto one side, onto the elbow. Have your weights with you. Push the shoulder back, lift up out of it, engage those lats, press back a little bit. And as always, your side plate can be side of the thigh. It can be both legs, top in front of the bottom, or it can be stacked up. And then you're going to grab one of those weights and just lift it up. And all I want you to do is think about rotating open 1/4 of an inch and back to center. 1/4 of an inch and center. 1/4 of an inch and center. One more, open, and then you're gonna press up, 2, 3, and 4. Then you're gonna take that weight onto your leg, hold it with 2 fingers, press up, and relax. Whee, that last one just kills. All right, both weights this time stack on your top leg, not right on the knee, but further down, further down on your thigh, just not to the knee. Arm underneath your ear, lift that waistline, pivot the toes apart, heels together, and press open. And then close the knees, lift the heels in the air, and then we again open and close in our clam. And relax. Feel free to give that hip some love. Let's even straighten the bottom leg and bend this one, press it open a little bit. And then pull it over, let it lay down. And then press up on that side and pivot over other way. Once again, elbow right underneath you. Push that shoulder back, lift up out of it, engage those lats, push the shoulder back. Option 1 is side of the thigh. Option 2, top leg in front of the bottom. Or option 3, stack them up. One weight in that top hand, pivot open 1/4 inch. And then poke a hole in the ceiling. And then weight on that leg, 2 fingers hold it and lift. And relax. All right, we're down for that clam on this side. Arm underneath your ear, lying down, waistline lifted. Weights on that top leg, toes apart, heels together, mouse house underneath, pivot open. Beautiful. And up in the air we go. Here we go. And relax. And then take your weights, one on each side of your mat as you pivot over onto your abs, please. Let your forehead just rest on your hands. Lift your right leg up and slide it away. So you're trying to make more length from your right shoulder to your right hip, and then bring it down. You should literally feel as if when you bring your toes together, the right one is actually longer. Lift the left leg up, same thing, stretch, reach, and bring that down. And then you don't have to have your toes together. You can have them a little bit apart. Bring your hands down by your sides and grab a weight. Hands underneath the weight so palms are facing forward or towards the sky. You'll notice your shoulders might round forward, so slide the arms down until those shoulders lift, and then use those muscles behind you to squeeze the shoulders a little closer. Deep breath in, exhale, push into your pubic bone, press into your toes, lift your knees, slide the hands just a little bit further down, inhale, hold, exhale, down. Inhale, prepare by stretching the arms, squeezing the shoulder blades, pressing into those 2 points, and lift. Inhale, prepare, press into the toes and the pubic bone, squeeze the shoulders, reach the arms. Inhale at the top. And just keep that going for me, please. and relax. And just windshield wiper those legs side to side. And then we're going to press all the way up. Let's roll through undulating forward and back cat-cow. And then find that stacked up position. Bring your right hand to your belly button area. Gently pull the abs in, but do that without completely tucking the hips. Same thing to the rib cage. And take that right hand, grab that weight into between your right hamstring and calf, and tuck that heel up nice and close so that you know you're not going to drop the weight. And then everything else is in a beautiful straight line. Lift that right leg. Doesn't have to go all the way up. You can just hold here in a bird dog. You could add that left arm if you like. Try and get it out of your peripheral vision. Slide the shoulder blade down your spine. Or if you want, you can lift and lower both of those, tiny movement. Abs in. And relax. Take a moment, rock that out, put that weight behind the left leg. You're not going yet. You're going to roll through a cat and inhale through a cow. From that cow position, find out what's going on in those abs, pull them in, pull the ribs in, but keep that spine extended, neutral. And then left heel tucks up towards that left glute and lift that leg. Once again, you can stay there. You can stretch that right arm in bird dog, or you can do a little lift of both. And relax. All right. Put that weight out in front of your mat and drop down so that your hands are on each side of it, maybe not even quite touching. Shoulders roll up, back, and down. Nod your head yes. Pull your belly button in until you can lift those hips. And just hold here. And relax. This time, if it's okay with you, roll onto the tops of your thighs. Perfecting your form. Take a little break. And then last one, tuck those toes if you like, come up into your full plank. And release. All right, bring that down. Let's do that windshield wiper again for a moment. We're going to do one more set of planks, but before we do that, we're going to take a quick break back into our shell stretch. Feel free to put your weights there if that would feel good. Walk your hands out in front of you and to the left and to the right. Okay. And then weights out of your way. You're going to pop up into that full plank if that's your prerogative. Here you go. And release. And then, if you want, up onto your thighs, shorter one. And release. And then last one, pre-plank. and relax. All right, right hand forward, a little bit ahead of the left, undulate forward back, cat cow, over on that little bit of an angle. And then reverse that, left hand forward, right back, and undulate. And we're going to spin all the way back over onto our spine. And hug those knees in, take a little quick break. And then left foot on the ground. We're going to bring that right weight behind our right knee, pull it in and pull it over. And then pull that back to center. Hug that a little closer. I rolled it down so it's more on the hamstring now. And then flex through that right heel. Pull in the right hamstring in, but flex in through the heel. Give me some ankle rotations. And point and flex. You can move that weight out of the way. Reach down, grab your right toes with your right hand, and play with your tootsie for a minute. And then you begin to straighten out that leg. Doesn't have to go all the way straight, but you do want to keep hold of the toes. And then bring that to center, letting go, hands behind your hamstring, flex through the left heel, right toes, point and flex, turn in, point, flex, turn out, point, flex. Flex again, press against the hands, and then pull against the leg. And then press, but give some resistance, and then pull, but give some resistance. And then finally do both at the same time. Release that. See if that leg might come a little closer. Arms into a T, draw a big circle in one direction, and then the other. Climb up your leg this time. Lift, 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 flex. Release and slowly lower that leg. And hopefully enjoy a little more openness on that side. And then the right knee, left knee comes in. And again, we're going to have a weight behind it. Pull it over. And then back to center, really hug it in. Flex through that heel. Rotate. And flex. And then weight goes away. Reach down, grab your left toes. Push that heel down, the heel up and the knee down. And again, play with those toes, that foot. And then begin to straighten. Bring that to center. Hands behind the hamstring. Flex through the right leg, point, flex. Turn in, point, flex. Turn out, point, flex. Good. And then press into the hands. And then pull with the hands. And then press, but add a little resistance to that. And pull in, but add resistance. And then do both at the same time. Release that. Big circles. And when the leg comes back up, you're going to climb up that leg. Flex through the heel and hold. And release and lower. Should feel good. All right, weights out to each side. Bend both knees again. Let's cross the right ankle over the left thigh and press open. Reach around, grab, hug in. Take a little rock. Left foot on the ground, right knee right over top of it. Bring your arms out so that you can grab those weights, palms facing, weights pushing in. And then let those knees drop over, maybe catch it with the right foot or go into full twist. Uncross the legs while they're over there, stack them up for a moment, and then bring the right foot back, put it on the ground. Let go of the weight, slide your hands into a thread the needle. Crisscross over, put that right foot on the ground, slide your hands underneath the weights, and let the knees travel to the right, either catching them with your left foot or full twist. Uncross and stack on that side, and then pivot back to center. And then again, we're going to put those weights on top of those knees to help roll ourselves up. Move them out of the way. And we'll take that left hand forward, right knee behind your right wrist. All you're going to do initially is just shift that weight. And then turn that into a cow cat. And then we'll bring everything back. Right hand forward, left behind left. Oops, sorry, just shift forward initially. And then we go cat cow. Then we'll stack everything up. Pull the belly button in, pull the ribs in. Have that deep awareness of ribs and hips coming together. Tuck those toes. We're going to hover here. And then we'll press it up and back. Pedaling it out if that would feel good. And then finally bend those knees a whole bunch. Hands on your thighs. Roll cat. Inhale cow. Pull the belly button in. 50 breath in. Thank you guys.